If you're looking to purchase a Lake Norman luxury home, then stick with me for the next few minutes and I'm going to walk through my entire Lake Norman Luxury Curator program. And you're probably seeing this video because you've either clicked on another one of my videos or you've been on my website. But if you don't know me, my name is Wendy Atherton. I'm a luxury agent here. I founded Winston Dane at EXP, and I have helped buyers transact millions of dollars all around Lake Norman. And on average, my clients save 4.1% more than the average agent. I designed our Lake Norman Luxury Curator program specifically for buyers because after working with multiple high net worth individuals, celebrities, CEOs, executives who were trying to find the right property for them here at the lake, I discovered a few key attributes that I really wanted to make sure that we could deliver. So, first of all, you don't want to have to sift through hundreds of properties that aren't even close to being a match. So, one of the big differences is we want to make sure that we understand the criteria right up front and we are going out and finding properties that match that criteria, curating those homes, and then presenting them back to you. Now, in addition to properties that are on the market, we're also doing that with properties that are not on the market. And we built a database of sellers here in the area who have told us that if we have a buyer, they would be open to selling. We also have tools and techniques that allow us to go and cultivate opportunities with sellers who maybe hadn't thought about selling but would be open to it. That's why this program isn't for everybody. This is a program that's designed for buyers who are ready to make a transaction happen if we find them the home tomorrow. So if that's not you, if you're not decided on Lake Norman, if you're maybe a year away or, 6 months away even, the Curator program isn't the right time yet. But if you are actively wanting to find the perfect home and you're ready to pull the trigger, then keep listening because the Curator program has a lot to offer. So in addition to finding you your dream home, which we just recently did for a client of ours, him and his wife were selling their home in Florida, moving to the Lake Norman area for work. And she had very specific requirements around being on the lake here in Cornelius. And there was nothing on the market that fit her specific parameters. But fortunately, we were able to find a property that was willing to sell, and we were able to make an off-market transaction happen. And we have lots of stories like that that have worked out for our clients. Now, in addition to looking for off-market properties, we're still going to look at things that are options on the market. And one of the big aspects of the Curator program is the ability to make deals happen for our clients while mitigating and managing risk. So I'll give you a great example. We have clients that are from California and they are in the construction business themselves. And so they have a high comfort level with rehabbing properties. They've been looking for a property for themselves for quite a bit. And a property actually came on the market in the area that they really wanted to be. It was an estate situation and the property needed quite a bit of work. Well, they were very overpriced. They came on the market originally at $2.2 million. They quickly dropped the price to $2 million. We thought the house should have transacted somewhere between $1.6 million and $1.7 million. So they were quite a bit overpriced. The house sat for a week or two. We went in and took a look at it. And one of the biggest concerns actually wasn't all the work, wasn't even the price because we were going to negotiate that. But in Lake Norman, you really have to understand how docks work. And this particular dock had some challenges where it really wasn't a functioning dock any longer because the prior owners had let it go into disrepair. It became what we call a non-conforming dock. And there's a whole bunch of rules, and I won't get into all of that. But the bottom line is that we needed to make sure that our clients could do what they needed to do in terms of building the dock of their dreams based on the projection lines, which at that point, until we had a survey, were unknown. So we did something different. And this is where our resources in terms of our law firm that we use, and specifically our real estate attorney, really come into play. So she actually drafted a custom addendum that essentially protected all of their money. They would get all of their money back. And the seller would have agreed to pay to have a survey done. And once we understood for certain that we could get the dock approved by Duke Energy, Then and only then would our clients proceed in the deal. And we also brought in our doc expert who up front did a bunch of review for us, got on the phone with our client to really make sure that everyone understood exactly what the requirements were. Now, what was the result here? Well, our clients were all cash and could close as soon as we could confirm the doc situation. They ended up buying this property for $1.6 million, all cash. And before they ever put a penny at risk, we knew with certainty that the dock that they wanted to build would be allowed. So that's what the Lake Norman Luxury Curator program does for our high net worth clientele who are looking to make a purchase here around Lake Norman. If you would like to get more details, I think so qualify. Okay. All right. So stop. Case study. That was good. So, to qualify for the Late Norman Luxury Curator program, there's really three criteria. The first criteria is the subject property that you're looking to purchase must be $1 million at minimum or more. Second, you must be either an all cash buyer with proof of funds or you must have a pre approval letter in place. And third, you have to be ready to make a purchase if we find you the property. So if you know your timeline is at least 3 months out or 6 months out or 9 months out, then this program really isn't for you at this point. The way that the curator program is designed is intended to take the burden off of our clients. So we want to get information from you as simply and as concisely as possible so that then we can go out, find ideal properties to you, curate that list, and present it back to you. Then we're doing upfront research on those homes to figure out if there's any deal killers. So, for example, sometimes I find that there's a house out there that looks great, the views are amazing, the home is beautiful, but guess what? Based on where the location is, you're going to have a really hard time with clearing different bridges. Not going to work. So, we can look at property disclosures, we can look at surveys. We might, for example, find out that it's a great property, but based on the impervious rules here at the lake, there's absolutely no way that you could put a pool in. That kills that house right out of the chute. There's no reason to waste your time looking at it. So that's a big part of our job is to make sure that we're really qualifying these properties effectively for you and at the same time making sure that you're not going to miss out on any of these homes. Now, once we've looked at the properties, established the list, we're going to efficiently go out, take a look at these properties, tour them, and then ideally one of these is going to be a great match for you. And then we're going to formulate an offer. And when we come time to formulating the offer, we actually built our own 50-point proprietary pricing methodology that we use to look at not only retrospective pricing data of luxury homes, but we also look prospectively at the market. And I built this methodology using my background in analytics and underwriting. I used to run an underwriting organization that was responsible for a couple $1 billion in insurance. So that same level of expertise is how I help bring pricing decisions to my clients. Next, we're going to craft your offer. Now, there's more than just price to an offer, and I've got lots of videos that talk through how to, how to effectively structure this. But in the example that I shared earlier, one of the key pieces was the term around making sure that that dock could be built to the specifications of our client. So there's the top line, there's price, there's our due diligence and earnest money that we're risking or not risking, and there's a whole bunch of different things that come into that equation. So it's really about crafting an offer that's going to be beneficial both to you as the buyer and also that the seller is going to be willing to accept. And so that's the next big piece. Once we're under contract, we have a team of vendors, including inspectors, contractors, surveyors, all of the top high-end quality vendors in the area. Our dock person is phenomenal. And we can bring all of these resources to bear for you. We can coordinate that for you, meet them on the property while you're not even here to make sure that the due diligence process is handled and that you're not getting any big surprises after you close on this property. That gives us also the ability to go back and negotiate if we need to any repairs or any credits. And finally, it comes to closing, making sure that the walkthrough is complete, that all of the fine details have been handled in terms of making sure that your utilities and all of your ongoing services are established and set up. But it doesn't end there. So even after you close, we continue to be involved in terms of making sure that all of the post closing activities are happening as expected. We want to make sure that you have all of your information and documentation, for example, for your CPA, so that you can file your taxes effectively. And we want to make sure that we are recommending any additional vendors for you to help you as you move or live part of the time here in Lake Norman. So that is the Lake Norman Luxury Curator program in a big nutshell. And if you would like more details on how you can get access to it as a client, the best thing to do is to book a quick call with me where we can talk quickly through what you're looking to accomplish. I can tell you in less than 15 minutes if we're going to be a match or not. And then we can talk about the next step so that we can find you the home of your dreams. I'm Wendy Atherton with Winston Dane at EXP.